Welcome to our GSA Search Engine Ranker training video number 4. In this video, we'll be going over setting up, or the initial part at least, of setting up a project or a campaign, or sending links to whatever your desired target is, on the internet for your marketing project. So we're going to start by clicking new here. This is the project area. When you set up your projects, they'll be up here in this space. So you'll notice that as we get done here, the campaign will be showing up over here as we save it. But to get started, there's a lot of different settings for a campaign. As you see it here. And so we're going to do the training in an organized way, section by section. So later on, as you have a question about a certain section or how something works in that section, you can come back specifically to that section directly and get training just on that individual area, and quickly solve your issue and continue moving on with your campaigns in an organized way. So that's our goal here. So we're going to start with the URL, which is the target destination of the links that you are setting up the campaign for. Now there's several kinds of campaigns that I'm sure do as on an ongoing basis. There's a campaign, could be for a single URL. Maybe it's a Web 2.0 property or a social media property or some other type of property where you want to link to a single URL and set up a full campaign for that URL. And then there's other kinds of campaigns where you have a website, and each page of the website has possibly been optimized for a different LSI term, and you need to have different anchor text going to every single page, and you want them in a project. So we're going to cover both of those right now. The first thing we want to talk about is a Facebook or something like that. We're just going to use that as an example because it's easy to use. So here we have a Facebook page, and just going to push OK. And you notice we didn't just go here and type things in, because things really get sideways with GSA when you do that. It really wants you to go through this edit button, and I'll give you an example of that in a little bit here. But you notice we went through this section, we added it. We can come in here and we can edit it or work with the different URLs. And we got here through edit all. And this box is really small when it opens up. You're always going to want to stretch it out, or at least like to, so I can see what I'm doing. Now, the other kind of campaign that we talked about was a multiple-page website with each page having different anchor texts. And the way you set that up in GSA is by coming in here and going edit, add URL, and anchor text. And when you do that, we're just going to use, let's say, just as an example, site.com. And then we'll set up an anchor text. And this is standard spin format, just keyword with a pipe between pipe separated. So we've put our keywords in here, and again, this anchor text, this spin syntax could be as big as you want it, right? I don't think that's a pipe right there. I think that looks a little bit crooked. So okay, so you can put as many words in here in the spin syntax as you want. You can add your naked URL, your branded terms, LSI, anchor text terms, main keywords, co-occurrent terms, and anything else you want in here. This spin syntax can be as big as you want it, right? But just for an example, we're going to use these 3 terms. And then you'll notice here that it's showing up in here. And if we click this click to count, now we've got 2 items in here, and it's a good idea to verify this just to make sure that everything's set up properly. And we can go back here to edit all. And we've got the 2 pages in here. It's a lot easier for me, at least, instead of using that two-box system to add every single page on a multiple-page website, just to come in here and use cut and paste to set up the other pages. So I'm just going to put in page 2 here, and then page 3. And then let's say we were talking about a multi-page website where each page had different spin syntax. So let's say this is keyword A, keyword 2A, and keyword 3A, and then we have keyword B, 2B, and 3B. See, if we had more pages, we would just do the same thing. We would add, say if it was a 7-page website, we'd add the pages 4 through 7 in the exact same way. You notice the syntax that GSA uses. You have the URL, and then the pound sign signifies that the URL is finished, and that the keywords are beginning at that point. So you can come in here and add as many pages as you want by putting in the URL, then a pound sign, then your spun keyword combination that you'd like to use for the campaign. So that's how you set up a multiple page campaign. We're going to continue just through with an easier example, just a 1-page campaign. So I'm going to go ahead and just save that. You notice though in here though too, there's a crawl online feature. If you have a website that's bigger than just a few pages, and GSA will actually just put the homepage URL here, and it'll actually just crawl the entire site and put all the URLs in here. So and you can do that to auto add, and then just bear in mind if you do that, you'll still need to come in here and click edit all, and it'll put the feeds and everything else, a lot of things you don't want to link to probably in here. You got to come up here and clean up the list after it's done. And then, you'll need to add the anchor text too. So, adding the pound sign and then the anchor text spin afterwards, right? Okay, so also you'll notice in here that, you can clear everything that's in here, and there's reasons for that. You're going to want to do that under certain circumstances that we'll go over later on. Because when you set up a campaign, you can just duplicate it in seconds. For instance, if you do a Facebook and you have a Twitter and a Google Plus and a YouTube for the same money site, you can just duplicate the Facebook campaign in seconds, and all you need to do is come in here and change the URL to the YouTube, save it, and you've got the second campaign going and ready in seconds. And we'll go over that later in the training. But so you'll use the clear button for that, or the delete button for that, and then come in here and add the new URL for the second campaign in that case. So, okay, and then of course you can import a list of URLs from a text document or from your clipboard in here too. So you have multiple ways to come in here and set up your URL. This one setting here, just want you to be aware, it says use random URLs from the list you set up in here, or else submit in sequence. You would only want to use this checkbox if you have more than one URL right in here. The reason is, say in the case of the 7-page website, if it's going to randomly choose one of the 7 pages, then each, the website's not going to end up with the same, exact number of links per page, right? It's going to have a variance, which looks more natural, and that's the reason for picking random URLs for multiple page campaigns. But if you have just one page like this Facebook, you want to make sure you uncheck the box. Okay, so that's the settings for the URLs. We'll be going over the anchor text next in the next video, so look forward to seeing you then.